Well, ICE, along with its law enforcement partners, have arrested 370 illegal migrants in Boston and the surrounding areas, per reports. And among those apprehended were a previously deported Dominican illegal alien charged with fentanyl trafficking, arrested in Boston, and previously deported Honduran alien convicted of child rape, arrested in Salem, Massachusetts.
The arrests were made during an enhanced operation in Massachusetts focusing on transnational organized crime, gangs, and egregious illegal alien offenders. It comes as a local news outlet in Boston revealed alleged sex offenders who came to the U.S. illegally received low bail when they were released. Ryan Fattman joins us now, Massachusetts State Senator, and Jennifer Nassar, Finance Chair of the Massachusetts GOP, former Chairwoman of the Massachusetts Republican Party. Welcome to you both. State Senator, I'd like to start with you. Are state and local leaders working with, or are they working against Borders Are Homen's efforts?
Yeah, thank you for having me on. You know, this is a program in Massachusetts that everyone's aware about. It's cost us $3 billion. And there's been 3,000 pages that have been provided to the public by a whistleblower in the Governor Healy administration about public safety issues. And this is why everyone's focusing on Massachusetts as a nexus for illegal activity, sanctuary policies, and violence. And while residents know that $3 billion of our tax money has been essentially burned up and utilized for this program, my question would be to the governor and to the mayor of Boston: what is the cost of a child who is raped because of these policies? What is the cost to a woman who is battered by an illegal alien unlawfully present in Waltham, who is then released by our judges? The cost is now a human cost, and it's unacceptable. And that's why the federal government is concentrating on Massachusetts as a source of a major problem.
Yeah, and the mayor, again, pushing back on the Borders Are on this, only, again, making Boston a bigger target, if you will, of the Borders Are. Speaking of, Jennifer, when first announcing the news, President Trump's Borders Are praised the work of law enforcement. In fact, he wrote on X, quote, "These officers and agents made the neighborhoods of Boston and Massachusetts much safer. They risked their own safety by arresting these criminals on the street rather than a jail. Governor Healy and Mayor Wu should be ashamed of supporting sanctuary policies, releasing public safety threats back into the public rather than working with ICE at the jails puts the public at great risk." President Trump's saying all of government effort to arrest and remove the worst first is making our community safer every day, end quote. So, Jennifer, your thoughts there. These sanctuary policies are carried out by Democratic mayors, governors, specifically, down there in Boston and Massachusetts and several different areas. That's making an impact on Tom Homan getting the job done, Jennifer.
Absolutely. And I mean, when you think about this whole illegal immigration crisis, right, as Ryan was saying, we've spent $3 billion of taxpayer money. Just to put this in perspective, we are not the same size as New York or Florida or California. We have less than 7 million people in the state, and people keep moving because of the radical policies of our governor and our mayor. And so our cities are not the same. Boston has seen an uptick in crime, regardless of what our mayor wants to say. She's saying that it is a city for all people. Well, you know what? As a resident of Boston, I actually take exception to that. We should not be a city for all people, because the drug lords who come in with fentanyl to kill our children, the amount of money that we're spending to keep people in our Suffolk County jail in Boston, so that way she could seem right. Yet American citizens who commit crimes are on the street. American citizens who are stuck in those prisons have high amounts of bail to pay, whereas the illegal immigrants, because of this radical policy from 2017 in Massachusetts that had passed, is that you cannot hold an illegal immigrant, you can't detain them for ICE for more than 48 hours. So they have gotten out with bail between $0 and $7,500. And to what Ryan was saying again, these are rapists. These are domestic abusers. These are people who have committed manslaughter. And so we're giving them a break, and yet we're paying for them. That's what the issue is.
Okay, very interesting point about the bail. And I want to get to that control room in just a bit. We have a graphic for it. But first, let me read this statement. But this is by Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey. She shares her view about the sanctuary status of the state, saying, here are the facts. Massachusetts is not a sanctuary sanctuary state, the Massachusetts law enforcement regularly partners with federal agencies and federal law enforcement to keep people safe. Going on to say, in fact, just 2 weeks ago, the Massachusetts State Police were brought to the White House and recognized by President Trump and Attorney General Pam Bondi for our partnership in arresting 24 members of a violent gang and fentanyl trafficking ring in Lawrence. So again, that from the Massachusetts governor. To Jennifer's point, there was some local reporting by WBZ in Boston. It looks at those alleged child sex offenders in Massachusetts and found how much they're paying in bail. $7,500, both of them posting it, and one in October of 22, one in December of 24. You know, Ryan, is this acceptable when you've got alleged child sex offenders being able to post this low bail?
No, absolutely not. And the general public knows that, which is why people in Massachusetts are getting so frustrated. Where are the Me Too people? Just a few weeks ago, as I referenced in Waltham, District Court let go an illegal alien who was accused of assaulting and battering a pregnant woman. That is heinous. We have had child rapists released with little to no bail into our society only to reperpetrate a crime. Actually, in 2023, in Boston, there was someone who was accused of child rape. They were released on $500 a bail, went out, and in 2024 was again arrested for kidnapping and child molestation. I mean, these are examples that are sickening, and the costs on our humans in our state is outrageous and well beyond what ever should have happened. We have the ability to change these laws. The governor was attorney general. When she was attorney general, this decision by the Supreme Judicial Court in our state, the highest court in our state, decided, as Jennifer pointed out just previously, that illegal aliens could not be held by our state's law enforcement or courts for more than 48 hours. The person who supported that policy more than any other statewide was our then Attorney General, now Governor Maura Healey. She can't have it both ways. She's never filed a law to correct this so that law enforcement have more time to get dangerous people out of our courts, out of our jails, and off of our streets. And that is where we need to go as a state. We need criminal justice reform when it comes to what we call here as the Lund decision.
Yeah, alleged child sex offenders getting off on $7,500 back on the street so quickly like that. I mean, if everyone heard this story, again, in Massachusetts, maybe you'd see more getting involved in elections. Massachusetts State Senator Ryan Fattman, thank you so much, as well as Jennifer Nassau. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, the Biden administration